Welcome. Today we'll learn the chapter Aesop's Fables.
Welcome to my channel. If you're not subscribed, then subscribe and stay tuned for more videos.
Aesop's Fables. Fables are the short stories that have a moral or message for us, something to learn and keep in mind as we grow up. Most of the fables have animal characters who think and act just like human beings. So here we are we are having a fable, an animal character. It is believed that many of the fables were first told by a wise person called Aesop. So in the picture you can see the Aesop who told many stories. The Aesop lived hundreds of years ago in a country called Greece. So where the Aesop was living? In the Greece. His stories become so popular that people pass them on from generation to generation. Many proverbs and sayings that we use today are based on these fables. Here are the two well-known fables. Let's see the first fable. The Stag at the Pool. One day a beautiful stag came to a pool of clear water. As he bent down to drink, he saw his own reflection in the water. He was delighted with what he saw. Instead of drinking water, he kept looking at his own reflection. "Oh, how handsome I look!" he said to himself. "How beautiful are these curving antlers! How they add to my beauty! How graceful they look!" So this is how the stag made himself to be proud and looking handsome, beautiful. Then he moved nearer and saw his legs reflected in the pool. He was quite disgusted. "Oh, look at my legs! Oh, they are so ugly, all spindly with small feet. How I wish that nature had given me legs worthy of my stately antlers." So he gets quite disappointed with looking at the legs, how curly they are and very small feet are. Now the stag heard an sound of the arrow going through towards the pool. At the same time, he picked up the scent of the hunter. Definitely, there was the hunter to hunt the stag. With a quick turn, he bounded away. His legs carried him swiftly into the forest. Now the stag started running inside or towards the forest. The hunters were hot on his trail, but they were no match for his speed. Soon the stag left the hunters far behind. The hunters tried to catch the stag, but the stag's speed was very high and they could not catch the stag. Safe and out of the hunter's reach, the stag slowed down. Suddenly, without realizing it, he walked into a thicket. Now the stag was running, and now he found himself at the safe place. So the stag now slowed down. his feet, and suddenly he walked into a thicket. Thicket is a very thick area where we have the number of plants or trees. There were trees with strong branches growing close together, and alas, the same antlers of which he was so proud got caught in the thick growth. The stag was proud of his antlers and got stuck into the strong branches of the trees. Now the stag tried to shake himself free, but the more he struggled, the more entangled his antlers got into the branches. Now it's very difficult for the stag to make free his antlers. He tried a lot, but they get stuck more and more into the branches. Once again the stag could hear the hunters drawing close and grew afraid. At last, with great difficulty, he managed to free his antlers and bounded away. Oh, now again hunters are coming near. The stag can realize that now he will be in a very danger, and he tried to make free the antlers. At last, with very difficulty, he managed to become free, to make his antlers free, and then tried to run away. Now the stag said, I realize now that my ugly feet saved my life. I was so proud of these handsome antlers, but they would have been the cause of my death. Very often we dislike the very things that are most useful to us. Right, students? Very often we think that I don't like this, but that is useful for us. So remember the story of the stag at the pool. Now we'll see the second story or second fable, the dog in the manger. The dog in the manger. Once a dog was looking for a nice and comfortable place to lie down. He came to the manger of an ox and jumped onto the hay to rest. So, what is a manger? A long open box put in a cattle shed. The cattle eat hay kept for them in the manger. So there was a dog and he was looking for a very comfortable place, and he found the manger of an ox, and he jumped onto the hay for taking rest. It was a very hot afternoon. After a while the ox returned from the field. He had worked hard in the hot sun and was now quite hungry. He stood in his stall and was planning to eat the hay that was put in the manger for him. Now, in the afternoon, the ox returned back from the field. He had worked very hard and now want to eat the hay, and he was hungry. However, when he reached for the hay, the dog saw him. Standing in the manger, he began to bark loudly at the ox. Each time that the ox came near the hay, the dog snarled, barked, and snapped at the ox. He would not allow the ox to eat his hay. Now, when the ox came near the manger, the dog started barking toward the ox, and he didn't allow the ox to take and to eat the hay. Oxen are generally peace-loving and patient animals, but finally the ox got upset and spoke firmly. Dog, if you wanted to share my dinner with me, I would not mind it, but you neither eat the hay nor allow me to enjoy it. It is of no use to you. Then why don't you let me have my favorite food? Don't begrudge others what you don't enjoy yourself. Begrudge is be unliving to give, be unhappy that someone is getting something. And the meaning of the stall is part of a cattle shed or stable. Generally, each animal has one stall for itself. Now the ox get angry. Oftenly the oxen are the very patient, peace-loving animals. But after a while the dog started barking and don't allow the ox to eat. Then he said to the dog, I want to share my food with you, but it is of no use to you. So please enjoy yourself and let me enjoy my food. So this is the second fable, the dog in the manger. Stag is a male deer, spindly, a very long and thin, stately, the meaning is grand, brooding, the meaning of brooding is thinking sadly for a long time, hot on his trail, very close to him, about to catch him. Thicket, when many trees, bushes, etc. grow close together, they form a thicket. Hay, cut and dried grass used as food for animals. So these are the hard words out of the lesson Aesop Fables.